Hey guys, I thought I would come on here and give you a bit of a video update. I have been in Kelowna for a whole week already. So I arrived last Tuesday. The flight was relatively uneventful. It's an hour and a half flight from Edmonton, so not too long in the air. I did have to get to the airport super early just because of COVID and to check in with my dog and make sure everything was cool with that. Got through security actually really fast. Both my experiences lately at the airport have been a lot faster than what I was expecting, so I'm thankful for that. I've heard that has not been the case for everybody, so I lucked out there. So the flight was pretty uneventful, like I said. I mean, aside from the two very obnoxious guys that decided to stumble onto the plane last minute, obviously had been drinking, didn't want to wear their masks, had to be asked by the flight attendant 5 or 6 times, please put your mask on. And then they were still like yelling back and forth to each other, like one was sitting up here, one was sitting here, right behind me, kicking my seat. So nobody got murdered, so that was good. I didn't lose my cool. I was just too excited for my journey, to be honest. So anyway, I was pretty sure that guy was gonna puke at the end of the day because he was like breathing. You could, you know that like that really heavy, slow breathing. Like I knew he wasn't in labor. It sounded like he was trying to hold back on a barf. So I was just thankful that we got off the plane when we did. So anyways, it was just like an hour and a half. You get up in the sky, they give you some pretzels, and then you're landing right away. So it was a quick flight. And then right away, I checked into my place, which is right across the street from one of the prettiest beaches in Kelowna. So I'm really happy about that. The location is beautiful. And then I wanted to map out my route to work. Of course, I like to know where I'm going. I like to have a plan. So I walked to work to see how long it would take me to walk. It took a little bit longer, of course, because Zoe wants to stop and smell literally everything. So I figured it was going to take about 20 to 25 minutes without her. I figured out what entrance I was going to go into. And then we came home and I needed groceries because I needed to meal prep. So also luckily the Save on Foods, which is where I like to shop, is a 5-minute walk from where I'm staying. So this location is actually super ideal for my assignment. I think I really lucked out and I'm really happy that they had a suite available for me for this couple months. So I went to Save on Foods, I got everything I needed for the week, meal prepped, and then tried to sleep. I say tried because my brain was just like, I have a problem shutting my brain off at night as it is, but with things like Christmas or starting a new job, like I have an even harder time going to sleep. So I did not get much sleep the night before, but that first day was orientation day and I was running literally on adrenaline anyways. So I was buddied up for my first shift, which was great. I had a great buddy and she showed me the lay of the land, kind of tried to show me where everything was, which I couldn't remember. This unit is literally like a maze to me. So it's like the NICU is also attached to postpartum and labor and delivery, and everything's just separated by giant double doors and it's not really labeled. And so it's like, I don't know where these doors are gonna lead. Like you just push the button and hope for the best. Now that I've had 4 shifts, I am starting to understand it more. And this is something I knew that, I always struggle with directions. If you know me, it's like I have no internal GPS and I can remember where things are based on other things. So I need landmarks to know where I'm going. But anyways, I am starting to figure it out. So that first shift was orientation. It was very busy. Kind of got a feel for, their policies and their procedures and how they do things and what the normal routines are for days. Met my educator, had a good conversation with her, so that was good. And at the end of the first day, we actually got to attend a delivery. So I've been a NICU nurse for 7 and something years, and I've never attended a delivery as a NICU nurse. So I've always been at bigger hospitals where there's always a team to do that, and I've never been on that team. So this was a really awesome experience for me. It's definitely not something that's expected of us as travelers, but you better believe that if that opportunity presents itself again, that I will be jumping on it, because not only was it like super cool to be in there while somebody's giving birth, it was pretty emotional actually, but just to be a part of the recess team and to get that experience and to like actually utilize NRP skills, which we never or rarely get to do on the unit. So that was sweet. And then I had decided already that I was gonna walk that first day. You know, it's really funny because, and my mom will laugh because we had a conversation before I left. I was really torn actually about bringing my winter jacket here. Like, I lived in BC for 16 years and I know it can get cool, but like it's never like minus 30 like what I left in Edmonton. So I was debating like not even bringing my winter jacket or my hat and my mittens. I am so glad that I did, because that first night when I walked home just happened to be a freaking snowstorm, which like doesn't happen here. So I left the unit and it was cold and windy, and I was very thankful that I had my hat and mitts. It wasn't minus 30, but like with the wet snow, like I was soaked by the time I got home, and definitely just ready for bed at that point. So it was a good day though. And then I actually got a second orientation day, which was nice. I took this opportunity. They actually told me, the girl I was paired up with hadn't done the respiratory course yet, and we had a baby on CPAP. So they thought this will be okay because I have that experience. So we were kind of buddies for each other that day. But it was good because I just said, you know, like, let me do as much as possible so I can get a handle on my time management, kind of figure out what questions I'm going to have as things come up. Like, I'm a very hands-on person, so I learn much better by actually doing. So that was really good, to have that second day shift. And then I switched to nights, which I have not done a night shift in over 2 years. So that was very tiring to say the least. It's really funny, one of the girls that I was working with actually kind of took pity on me at the end of the shift, and she drove me home. I told her I was gonna walk, and they all think I'm crazy for walking, but it was about like, it's like really an 8-minute drive in a car, so it was still really sweet of her to do that. The staff are all super nice and super accommodating. I am not the only travel nurse there, which is kind of cool, so they actually call us agency nurses, and so there's like, I think 2 or 3 of us, and I know there's one that's having her first day today. She's coming from Ontario, so it's kind of cool to like get to know the core staff as well, get to know the travelers, and it's really nice to see, at least so far, the 4 shifts that I've had, all the staff have been super welcoming, so that's really fantastic. So I really like the unit, aside from like the maze of it. I'm starting to figure out where everything is, but even, you know, the doctors that I've talked to, it's mostly pediatricians there. So, and I think there's one neonatologist that comes in once a week. They do rounds like once a week as well, which I don't even think I'm gonna be there in my whole 8 weeks for a day where they do rounds, because they do it like on Tuesdays. And I don't think I work any Tuesday day shift. So that's very different too, coming from the Alex, where we do bedside rounds every single day with the whole entire team. Here it's like once a week. So there are a few differences, and like the computer system is different. My educator doesn't expect me to learn Meditech, but it's pretty straightforward, so I'll be able to enter my own blood work. But otherwise it's still paper charting, which I come from paper charting, so I'm totally fine with that. So the hospital is nice, it's nice and close. The unit so far is super nice, and the kind of babies we're getting, and then plus this extra experience of being able to attend that delivery. So hopefully there's going to be more of that, we shall see. And then just for Kelowna in general, like I said, there's like, I don't even know, like 50 restaurants on my way to work. Like there's a Thai place. I live above like a brew house, like not that I like beer, but I like pubs. And so there's this like great breakfast place downstairs. There's a Menchie's attached to this building. There's way too much food here. So I'm just like, hold up, I also have to find a gym. So today I took a bus in the other direction from my work to check out this one gym, and they gave me a VIP pass for 3 days, so I could go work out for free for 3 days, which I'll do. I just don't think I am going to pay the monthly that they are asking for a membership. It's more like a rec center, and it's pretty small, and everything's really old, and like that's fine and dandy enough, but I think that there's other options here that are more gymmy. I know that the one place I really wanted to go to is like over an hour bus ride. So it's in West Kelowna, so like over the bridge. So I don't know that that's going to be a real valid option for me. But actually, there is a girl who I worked with at the Alex who has moved to Kelowna, who's working on this unit. So we are going to connect. She did tell me about a different gym here that she goes to that's super cheap. So I'm going to have to look into that. So just busing and walking everywhere. That's good. Anyways, like the walking is good exercise anyways, because of all the wine and food that I'm going to be partaking in. And there's also Lime scooters everywhere. So there's Lime scooters right outside my apartment, and then there's Lime scooters outside my work. So this is also something that I'm probably going to be doing. You know, if it's not snowstorming or it's not super windy outside, then I'll be using those Limes probably quite a bit because they're super fun. Even though I did almost murder myself on one last year, yeah, my knee is still messed up from that one. So, but anyways, that about sums it up, you guys. I am just getting settled in. I had my first set of 4. This month I'll be doing 2 days, 2 nights, and then 4 or 5 off, which is an ideal schedule for me. I really like that rotation. I find it to be really manageable with enough time to recover. So then March gets a little bit more snaky with like way more nights, but I think I'm off for every weekend in March. But anyway, we're here to kind of fill a need and fill a void, so I'm not too hung up on any kind of schedule. I'll just go when they need me. That's kind of the whole point of me coming. I'm very flexible and just wanting to help out where I'm needed. On top of that, my Texas license has come through, so I now have I have a license in Minnesota. I have my license in Arizona. That was a huge waste of money that I can't use because they gave me a license number and then said that it was inactive until I have my immigration status. So I have to give them a TN visa in order for them to activate my RN license, which, like, how am I going to get a TN visa if I can't, like, I'm not going to be able to get a job without an active license, and you need a job to get a TN visa. So I feel like Arizona is a bit of a waste of money as a first place. If you don't have a social security number, I don't recommend. So Texas has come through, and I talked to Washington today and they've received everything. So now it's just a matter of processing for them. And I also spoke to New York this morning, and Comparative Ed is now working on applications from July. So by the time CGFNS had delayed mine by 2 months, it didn't get sent in until October. So it could be another 3 months or so before New York comes through. What I'm really hoping for is Texas or Washington for April, May, and then New York in the fall. So keep my fingers crossed. I've talked to a couple agencies again in the last couple days that have jobs in those places, and so I'm going to keep in touch with those guys as these next few weeks unfold. At the same time, just enjoying where I'm at. It's so nice to be surrounded by mountains and the water again. I absolutely love nature, so I'm definitely in my element here. I'm hoping my mom and my sister, or either of them or both of them, are gonna make their way out here for a visit. We shall see, maybe when it warms up a little touch, so that they can enjoy Kelowna a little bit more too. And I will update you guys again in a week or so, or if anything crazy exciting happens, I'll be sure to pop on.